So the goyim is created, and they don't have a soul. They don't have um, karma. In simplest terms, they're born with a clean slate of karma each time they are born. This is vitally important, because what we find is after the transgression of Adam and Eve in the garden, it would be extremely difficult for Adam and Eve, the debt that they felt that they had to incur. And it was just the beginning of this debt that they would incur. You see, Adam and Eve would be driven forth from the garden in skins, and they would have to work out the knowledge that they were given. They knew too much and had very little experience. So now the knowledge is burdensome. They are bound to mistakes. Bound, hand and foot. There's no way that they're not going to make vital mistakes. It's inevitable. And so lifetime after lifetime, they come and they go, and they make all of these terrible decisions. Whereas the righteous component that was terminating within them to do righteous at all times has now been convoluted and obstructed. They have choices. I don't have to do the right thing. I could allow my emotions to control me, and I have no one to tell me why I shouldn't do that. I need to learn from ground zero why I don't do that, and it will take lifetimes. You can imagine what it was like on this planet, in that mindset. No database of experience to pull from to know what the effects of your decisions are. You're just out here rogue, just doing stuff, learning as you go. So these goyim, someone comes with the idea of creating these goyim. There's many reasons why they say they created these goyim. They created them as a worker species because some of the gods didn't want to do a lot of work, and so they wanted the worker species. Whatever the reason was, they created the goyim. But the goyim had one aspect that was advantageous to someone that had a heavy karmic debt to pay. And that is that they did not have a karmic debt. They didn't suffer such problems. You see, this karmic debt would be a twofold negative to the children. They're already out here working their way through difficulties because the world is plagued with wickedness now. Everyone is they know too much. They have all of these creations that they're using for war. They don't have enough experience behind them to be able to determine what they should and shouldn't do. There's no ethical code going on. They're still working that out. And as they're working that out, they can really find no peace, because while they're creating more negative experiences, while they're living life, they're attracting more negative experiences by way of karmic debt that they're constantly moving through. It's just negativity all the way through. So you could imagine how these goyim would be attractive to someone discombobulated and burdened down with such travesties as this. And what they would do was they would begin mating with these goyim. They would take on the mantle of the fallen ones in their philosophy of mating with Eve. Like I said, nothing is new under the sun. They're regurgitating all old experiences and they're being creative in them because it's all they have. So what they saw the fallen ones do to Eve and putting a dog in a fight that was never theirs, they're bound to the curses and the experiences of such, and they want to come from up under it. But the more they move through life, the more negative experiences they incur, and they're constantly feeling the brunt of the karma. They're locked in a cycle. It's just Ouroboros snake eating its tail to the max. No one can convince me that an Ouroboros symbol is not a chaotic symbol. The only time a snake eats its tail is when it's in distress. It's out of its element. That is what was going on. And they began to ponder, how do I get out of this? We got these goyim. We can go into these goyim. Just as devils go into pigs. Just as serpents go into Eve. We can go into these goyim. If we go into these goyim, do we relinquish our karmic debt and born again anew into this new vessel with a new slate? Is this goyim somewhat like the goat that we get to throw all of our burdens on and let him wander into the desert? Nonetheless,